It's tough when you're on your production time, but we are live. I see. All right.
Man,
Good
we stay
job,
live.
Mr. 411.
Zach, we all the way live.
All right.
All right, we stay thugging. All right, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. This is the second hour of the Sports Brothers show. Today is August the 23rd. The year is 2022. He is Zach. I am Mr. 411. In the second hour, we are not alone.
All right,
As
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, then he said the song. You want to sing that right quick, Zach?
No, I wouldn't do it any justice, but definitely know what you're talking about.
All right. Okay, man. Well, we have
maybe our next guest can sing a couple tunes from it.
Okay. We do have Mo in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, be ready for Mo. She's going to help us with the WNBA, get us caught up with the playoffs, give you some predictions, some players, all that good stuff. So, I'm ready for that because I get my WNBA in, but I need to, be fed a little more. And so that's what Mo's going to do. She's going to give us Mo information. And we also have Lashana. She's going to be in the building today. Lashana, the one of the panelists on After the Game, which is a bi-weekly show on 401 Sports World Network. And that's going to be awesome, Zach. So Lashana's going to be in. She's going to chop it up with you about Deshaun Watson.
And well, with us, information. Yes.
Well, I'm telling you, she's coming for you, Zach.
Oh.
But
all
right. So I said all that to say this, man. Are you ready?
Yep, I am. Pastor Troy's playing in my head.
All right, Sports Brothers.
All righty.
Show. We are ready to roll, man. Deshaun Watson is in the news. Before we get into it, please do the following.
Man, you get it twice in one day. This is a great day for you.
Hey, man, we just want that support, Zach. That's all. We just ask for a little support. Here's the receipt.
And I'll say I think we picked up a couple more subscribers after the first show. So thank you for following what Mr. 411 said to do.
All right. And not only support Sports Brothers, support everybody out there that's doing their thing. All right. Let's get to it, Zach.
All right.
Topic number one for hour number 2. Cleveland Browns superstar quarterback, Deshaun Watson is in the news, and he is. I think there was a decision that was made by the league, agreement by the NFL and the Player Association, and they have agreed to levy down a 11-game suspension. Right, it's 11 games. He will be suspended this season, and there's a $5 million fine involved as well. But that saga is now, as far as all the back and forth and paperwork and all that stuff, that's all over with now. Now it's nothing but just waiting for his return. So with that said, Zach, I know you had a couple things you wanted to get off your chest about it. Give us your thoughts on this Deshaun Watson situation.
Well, I don't think I don't want to say necessarily get off my chest. This is more just, this has been a big ordeal. And to a degree, I believe it's a microcosm of our society. And it's just something that I wanted to, I guess, put a ribbon or a bow on as we close this out. So if you don't mind, before I get started, you might as well go on and bring in our guest that's going to let us know their thoughts on this also.
Okay, very good, Zach. All right. Lil G, what's up? I know he's giving a shout out to Mo there. I think Mo has a fan already. But
I can understand why.
Well, You know,
Hey,
he wants
we
more.
need to have the lovely ladies on more often because I'm sure people get tired of looking at our ugly faces. So
Well, can't agree with you more on that one, Zach. But let's bring on our first analyst for today, and she is from the great state of Texas, coming all the way from Texas, Lashana. And I'm gonna tell you something about her in a minute. Welcome,
okay.
Lashana.
Hey guys, what's up?
Hello,
All
LaShawn.
right.
I must say you look lovely. I like the blouse. Hair looks good. You got the
Well,
nice glasses on.
well, thank you so much, Mr. Craig. You made my evening.
You are welcome. Now, my ex-wives might tell you something usually bad comes after I give you nice compliments, but
Oh,
let us see what happens.
let's get into
Man.
it.
All right.
All right, we will. But before that, Lashana, you can also view her on After the Game.
That's
You
cute.
know, Mr. 4-1 has to throw in those cheap plugs. But After the Game, it's a bi-weekly show full of women, and they talk about a lot of issues in the
Full of
sports
women.
world,
All right. Full of them.
on and off the field of play or court of play. And you see that bottle over there to the far left. There's no shame in their game. So you tune in August 31st. I mean, yeah, August 31st. It's going to be a excellent episode talking about youth sports on and off the field / court. So just sit back, relax, and join Lashana and the crew. All right, Lashana. What's your thoughts on Deshaun Watson's saga?
I think it's very interesting. I think it is indicative of our culture as a whole. We have someone who's accused of something, and for the sake of money, I think that we've kind of loosened up the reins and the rules in this whole little suspension and the money. Because I want to get to the fact that so he has a signing bonus that'll keep him kind of paid during this whole suspension time, right? Like he's not losing too much money off of his contract, right? Am I wrong?
Absolutely.
Am I right?
That
No, you're
that
right
would
on
be
that.
correct. This contract was structured. I think is he only making $1 million this year or something?
Yeah.
They structured the contract knowing that this would happen. So his agent did an excellent job.
And with that said, there's some of the numbers right there. You can take a look at it.
That's
so
crazy.
that's how much he's losing. Not much. All right. So he's almost getting his whole 230 million.
That is not correct, but yes.
It's close. All right. Zach, it's
All
on
right.
you, man.
So I'm gonna just argue with Zach. So
Well, that's where I think we're first wrong because I'm not trying to argue. I'm gonna go with look. As I kind of go with my name of trying to be the sports messiah. I just want to give the truth or the sports gospel as it is. Like I'm not trying to get all caught up in emotions or all that other stuff, as they used to say on Dragnet. Just the facts, ma'am. And this is a situation, as I said, this is in many ways a microcosm of society that we have gotten to a point where we have the lynch mob mentality on everything. We either don't believe in justice or we don't like the justice that we get. We have all of these systems in place. People have the opportunity to vote. We get kind of every election or whatever. We're asking people to get out there and vote so we can change the things that we don't like. But people are so damn lazy, and I'm gonna say people, and I'm gonna emphasize people that look like the three of us that are on this screen. And then when these rules get applied to them after they haven't taken the opportunity to go at least attempt to try and change the rules, then they want to be mad and outraged and they want to lynch people and they want to do all of this stuff when that is not how things work. We have a society that is set up to follow a system. Because when we do get rules like that, we get the Brittany Griner thing and everybody's like, well, why don't they just let her go? Hey, what did she do? Why is she? That's what happens when the rules are applied to you harshly, and you don't get the benefit of doubt or the innocent until proven guilty. So we have to decide what we want in a society. Do we want to lynch people? Shoot first, ask questions later, or do we want a society where we give people an opportunity to prove their innocence? And I just want everybody to be consistent, because everybody wants Deshaun Watson to go down, but if they were in that situation, they would want to get leniency, just like they may feel like he is getting. So that's just kind of my spiel before we get into it. I don't know if we have questions that we can go over. I can kind of say things in the beginning, and I guess we can get the ball rolling from there. But I'm not against any women out here. If you were being abused, the individuals doing the abusing should be held accountable. But at the same time, we can't just go off of how we feel. Like, what do we know? What don't we know? And we have to put our faith in the legal system to determine this, because that's all we have in this country. We're either going to go off of the legal system or we ain't. And we just need to choose which one we're going to do. And that's what is frustrating me about all of this. And we're kind of holding athletes to a higher standard than we want to hold anybody else into society, when they just people like everybody else. So I don't know if you want to kick things forward, or if you have something to say there, Sister Williams.
I do. Okay, so we're saying lynch mob mentality because we didn't receive what should have happened in the court system. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying yes. The people out here, they believe something should have happened to him, and because they did not get that desired effect, now he needs to pay or whatever for things that I think outside of the women that were involved, and of course the good Lord up above, nobody knows what happened.
I mean, okay, so I agree with that. I'll just say this though. We very rarely in this country talk about sexual assault, sexual abuse, or any of these kind of things until we have someone who is of a high profile for us to discuss. So I think we should start there. So like basically this wouldn't be a discussion if it didn't happen. Would there be any thought to us like really thinking about the court system, the law system, and how we hand out justice if it wasn't this high profile case?
That's not Deshaun Watson's problem, and that's not the NFL's problem. That's a societal issue, which is our problem. It's just like we're all in on Black Lives Matters until some black person kills another black person. Then I don't hear anything from anybody that is talking about Black Lives Matters. But if it's a Caucasian person or anyone that is not black killing someone that is black, Black lives are important. Are they important all the time, or are they just important when somebody that don't look like us do this? And we have the opportunity to address these things. So why don't we make them important? And you're a woman, you tell me, why do we not make sexual assault important? Because it happens everywhere. I know, at least, doesn't it happen on a college campuses a whole bunch? The date rape variety or something. I mean, we just had a few years ago or maybe a little more than a few years ago, but the incident down at Baylor where Art Briles was removed, where we talked about him not being allowed to be the head coach one of the coaches at was it Grambling? Hugh Jackson tried to hire him, Mr. 401, I think it was. It was at
Grambling. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So why do we not make these things important? Because way back in the day, there were a few people like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. They used to make these things important, along with the Black Panthers and other individuals. Sojourner Truth. I mean, I could probably name some other people, but do we not know how to make things important anymore?
I don't think so. Okay. And that's the real thing. Let's just say this, that once again, like I said, it's not a thing that's discussed. People, it's not discussed. And so like, I know I was reading an article, and so the president of RAIN, which is the Rape, Abuse, Incest National Hotline, said, we're only talking about this now because it's someone high, that you can see it's a high profile. So you're seeing it, one, and two, because of the outcomes of high profile cases, little old regular Sally Jane is less likely to come forward. And so like, and that's the thing, like women aren't necessarily feeling like they're listened to. We can always kind of turn things around. So in the case of a sexual assault, right? So like you have to come. Now you don't necessarily need proof of the sexual assault, but actual physical violence is harder to prove. And I think that's what the issue is here. It wasn't like a beating and a rape. We're saying that there was untoward, unprofessional, unwanted sexual contact. So the fact that he rolled over and had his penis and kind of had someone grab it that's an assault. Everyone doesn't necessarily see that way, but that is an assault. Now, though, you say, well, you could have moved, you could have ran, you didn't have to touch it. And so that's where we get to when we have grand juries who don't necessarily feel that comes up to the level of actual assault and filing charges. And so that doesn't make a woman any less touched, any less assaulted, but because I have to have so much proof to it, then it's more difficult to come forward. And I think it's hot, like we have less people reporting these things. And so, of course, we could make it an issue, but people don't listen to women.
Well,
I just think like women aren't listened to.
Well,
what did you say?
Well, if it wouldn't get us kicked off the airways, I would pull my pants down and show you my backside, because me not listening to women got me a whole bunch of beatings when I grew up. And I'm pretty sure I know Mr. 411's mama, and I guarantee he and his brother listen to her ass. So I'm gonna disagree with people don't listen to women. Because
I'm sorry, are you writing any laws, sir? Are you
well, I'm just saying, people listen to women. I feel very confident about that. It's on us as a society. As I said, look in the mirror. All three of us here. We didn't have civil rights at one time. Did we just wake up one day and the Caucasian people in this country say, you know what? Things haven't been going so well for those individuals right there. We're just going to give them all these rights that we have or whatever. Or did we have to go fight for it? Because I get what you're saying. This country was built on fighting for what you want. And it's going to sound bad, but you take it. And you keep fighting until you can take it. That's the history of this country. And we have to get out here and fight for it. Now, people that look like Mr. 411 and I can support the female cause more. Maybe you can get people like LeBron James and all these other individuals to get in on it. And if they need help and support for it, we should do that. But being quiet, they told us many times in the military, silence is agreement. And it may be difficult to come forward, but how else is change going to happen if people don't come forward?
I agree with you. I consent. I'm going to tap out. I'm going to tap out. You're right. You're right. Like, we have to fight for it, but we don't. And so, but I think once again that so the one lone lady that's still out there, I don't know, she wrote an article on the Daily Beast last Friday about why she's still holding out. And so her thing is that no amount of money is going to make her feel better about what happened.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? And so I agree, him not admitting to doing anything to her and just being oblivious to that. And so she quit, she quit her massage therapy last year because of this. She felt unsafe, unheard once again, but she is a lone voice that's going to speak out. So I agree with that.
Amen. And look, I'm all for her, and I have supported her from the beginning. And not that there's anything wrong with any of these women that settled. They did what they felt was best for them and their family. But I can tell you now, if I was raped by a man, it's on. It is on until it ain't on no more. And I'm with her. No amount of money can fix this. We gonna do this, and I'm gonna try and do everything I can to you. And good for her. And you and I talked about this off camera, so I don't want to act like we haven't talked about some things. Kimberly Martin from ESPN. She is one of the people that I heard that talked about this and love her to death, because what she said was she was frustrated that he got 6 games in the beginning, and she's frustrated that it was negotiated to 11 games, and she was even upset that it was 17 games, because in her mind, if this man sexually assaulted 24 different women, why are we even allowing him? And I may be I hope I'm not misquoting her, but why are we allowing him to play football? Why are we allowing him to have a place to a society? And while he isn't getting all the paycheck like Mr. Forward was said, he's damn sure getting a lot of that money and it's guaranteed. And she was
Right.
like, why is he being allowed to do this? Why is everybody okay with this? And that's why I go back to, which has been my issue. If you're someone, and I'm just going off what the system says, and Mr. 411 would tell you, I'm kind of the black and white person. Just what are the rules? Go with that. He gets frustrated with me at times. But that's just kind of what I go with. That is what is there. But if you believe that he did something, you shouldn't want him, in my mind, you shouldn't want him to be in the NFL anymore. If it was my daughter, and I do have one that is 27, hey Carissa, love you. I would not want him to be in the NFL, especially he did this to 24 other people. Now, what can happen, but I would adamantly be on it. And I heard a lot of men that seemed they changed their tune with how the kind of the motion of the ocean was going, that when it was an outrage out there, everybody wanted him to, let's get him 17 games in the season and blah, blah, blah. Then the NFL puts it at 11 games. Like, well, that's fair. And that's this. You either are with the system or not with the system. And I don't disagree with you. I just think, can we make this important and make this an issue all the time? And instead of people being upset at the NFL, because the NFL is a private industry. The judicial system is what we should be upset at, because why is it this woman, Sue Robinson, and I believe she's she's not a Supreme Court justice, is she?
No, she was a state justice.
Okay, state justice. Why is it that she can look at all of this information and all of this evidence, and she can say, I believe this man was predatorial. I forget the other term she used, and he was hunting for sex. But 2 grand juries get this information, and I think they had access to more women than she did. She only had 4, and they don't see any of this information. Like, what's broken in the system that we can't even get this guy charged? And I know this is going to sound bad, but now from my standpoint, what you want me to do is, you had prosecutors look at this information. You had a grand jury look at it, who's supposed to decide what's supposed to happen and what is not supposed to happen. They don't see anything wrong with it anywhere. It gets back to the NFL that doesn't have any expertise in investigating this stuff or doing anything. And they say, yes, it did happen. And I'm just supposed to, okay, let me go with what the NFL said just because the NFL said it. But the NFL had an organization that settled with the majority of these women. They didn't do a fine. They didn't do anything to this organization that settled with these women. And the NFL, when they get an opportunity to kind of put their foot down and say, we're going to make this stick or whatever, they say, we'll go with 17 games because we don't want you to take us to court for fear that what we're trying to do might be unjust. So who's the person that's going to fall on the sword besides this young lady that's taking herself to court now and say support her to get this justice that you're looking for? Because it's an old adage, but what do they say? Freedom ain't free. Sometimes somebody got to die for other people to get the freedoms and liberties they're looking for. And I apologize, I'm kind of getting on a soapbox. But that's just been my whole thing with any of it. If they would have gave Deshaun Watson a lifetime ban and voided his contract, I'd have been all for it. And I think I told Mr. 411 on another show that who is Deshaun Watson that the NFL should feel like they need to lose everything for his ass? Ban him from the NFL, and I'd be fine with it. But because they chose the other route, I'm fine with it too, because that's based on the rules that are in place. And that's all I'm going off of.
Okay. And then closing this out, right? This segment here, he was suspended 11 games. By the way, WNBA talk is coming up in a few moments, but he's suspended 11 games. There's a lot of talk about that. Like, was 11 games enough? Was it this? Is that? So in closing, Zach, I think you already gave your answer, but is there a problem with 11 games? It would go.
and
Sure. Is there a problem?
yeah, I
with
would say,
is there a problem with 11 games?
and really, what I would say, and what do you believe would be an appropriate punishment for Deshaun Watson, based on the information you have?
I mean, I think he should be out, but I know that they won't put him out.
This is just, if you were commissioner, if you
if I was commissioner, he'd be out. But also, as a commissioner, I would make sure that this would be part of the personnel contract. Like, why is there not a standard for the NFL of like what would get someone out? Like, this is not a standard. So like, we have to go and arbitrate to see from 5 games, 11, 17. Why is there not a standard for if you beat your wife, you get, like, you know what I'm saying? There's not a standard set for any personal behavior. Each team gets to set up what they set up. Then we have like the whole little CBA stuff. So like, why is that not a standard? Because I think that would be helpful, like where it's not a case by case look at each person and whatever facts, or basically it's the court of public opinion that really sways the NFL. I think, like you said, like if the court didn't do it and they were okay with it, like you take the judge and she said what she said, but you hear people are calling for something more. So then you go ahead and switch that up. So like if you have a blanketed, this is what it is. Like, so when you come in here, if you mess up, ... like these are the things that happen in these cases. So I think that would be, a good place to start. But I mean, if you commit crimes, but I mean, so we'll say, because I know how you say, like, you have to follow the judicial system.
No, I mean, you don't have to. They are allowed to, well, within reason, they're allowed to do what they want outside of the collective bargain agreement stops them from some stuff. But
right.
They can kind of do what they want.
But okay, so we'll say, like you asked about, like, how come the NFL as opposed to like the judicial system? Basically, though, like it's an organism that we look to. Like, let's be honest, people follow like the entertainment system, and basically we've allowed it to kind of circumvent what we do in normal life, everyday life. So like what you see, who you see, what they do are those things that we kind of follow into. And so like the NFL would do wise to, be a leader in industry, if you will, and go ahead and set up and say, these are the things that we're going to call for, because these are society, like people from society are players, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So like, you know what I'm saying? So like society, look at this and like, let's see if we can't do, like, here are some things that y'all could follow. That's just, my dime and my nickel.
Okay.
Well,
but ultimately, are you okay with the 11 games?
Yeah. And that's just because, I don't really, I don't want to say that. I mean, yes. And well, no, I'm not actually. I think like he should lose all his money for this, at least the season. Like he shouldn't have any money. So let's go there. Okay. So, I mean, like if it was 11 and like, he's not going to be okay with losing a couple of dollars, then, I would feel a little better about that.
Okay. All right. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's your opinion on that. And, in this situation, I guess everything was done based on the processes that are in place. We talked about the collective bargaining agreement. That's the CBA. That's when the Players Association and the league get together and they collectively bargain a lot of things, contracts and all this kind of stuff, and discipline and everything. So they need to get back in there and maybe have some more bargaining there, both ends, and maybe some influence from you, LaShunda. But we definitely appreciate you being on for this segment, and as always, we appreciate you being on after the game as well, Zach.
And may I answer her question real quick? You asked why they don't have anything concrete. John Gruden was a perfect example last year when he had his stuff that came out from the investigation they did with the Washington Commanders, and information leaked out. The reason why they are not doing stuff like that is because something is going to pop up on one of these owners one day. And when it does, if you put something in black and white, an owner is going to lose his team. And ain't no owner trying to put anything out there that, because they know what they do. They ain't trying to lose their team because maybe they went to a college frat party or something and something happened that maybe was not supposed to. And now all of a sudden you done held these players to this standard, or you have here, if you do this, you out.
All right.
That would be my guess as to why.
No, I agree. It's all about the money. So, everybody's trying to keep paid. They stay paid. So I get it.
All right. Well, thank you, LaShawna, for being on for this segment.
Good evening, y'all. Thank y'all for having me.
Thank you for coming. You did an excellent job. And
thank you, Mr.
I
Craig.
am sure you're going to be fine on your future endeavors.
Well, thank you, sir. Y'all have a good night.
All right. Take it easy.
You too.
That was LaShawna.
Yes, it was.
All right. We appreciate her. She did a great job.
She
stepping
did.
in the ring. Step right there in the ring with you.
Hey, and she speaks loud and thunderous. Had me scared for look. I was about to jump to attention. I thought I was back in the military. Like, sir, yes, sir.
Hey, she could do that to you, but we definitely appreciate, her partaking in that and the Deshaun Watson situation. If you want to hear more about that, hit like, subscribe, hit the notification, and go back and listen to the October 17th after the game show. There was after the game broadcast, and the ladies went into deep conversation about Deshaun Watson. There was a lot of things that they said that we couldn't say today at this time of day, but they said it. They said it that night. So definitely go back and tune in for that and check it out. This show is out there. Just type in 411 Sports World, the number 411 Sports World. Go to YouTube and type that. Hit the like, subscribe, notification button, and you can go back and view that show. All right. Quick commercial. Won't take but maybe a minute, if that long, 45 seconds, somewhere in there. And on the other side of this break, we're going to bring in Mo. I cannot wait for this one as well. Mo cannot wait for this segment. She's going to get us up to date with the W. That is the WNBA, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
All right. All right. Yes, sir.
You're in the Northeast area. Check out GG Events. She does a great job. If you want your party set off right, she did a great job for my family reunion, actually. And man, she did a wonderful job. Like I said, man, blowing up balloons and setting up the stage and all kind of stuff and decorating those tables. And I mean, she does it all, man. Check out GG Events and check her out on her page. We have it going across the bottom right there. Great work, GG Events NYC. All right, it's time to talk about the W. Get caught up with the WNBA playoffs. I'm excited about this one as well. So without further ado, we're going to bring her on. Our analyst, Mo. What's going on, Mo?
Hello.
Hey there. Hi, Mr. 411. Hi, Zach. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Miss Mo.
Thank you. Thank you for you all having me on today. I'm kind of nervous. It's my first time doing this, so.
Do not be nervous. I'm not nearly as bad as I seem. And in this segment, I don't know anything, so I'm going to just shut up and listen to you.
Oh, cool. Yes, I love WNBA. I love basketball. Yeah. I love sports in general, but, I'm a big fan of WNBA, so.
All right.
Oh, yeah. You are. And why are you a big fan of WNBA?
Because I played basketball and I just love sports and I want to support the women. Gotta support them. Yes.
Okay.
Try to support. Right. I mean, I support anything really I like, but definitely the women though.
Yeah.
We kind of
look, you like us. You like us.
Yes.
You like us. You wouldn't be here if you didn't like us.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Cool. We watch it, go to the games and everything. And you're right about the W. It's exciting. I mean,
it's exciting.
They play well too.
Yes, it's growing really good. It's growing. It's more competitive. I mean, you got girls dunking now, so it's awesome.
Yeah.
So what you want to know?
Tell
me what you want to know.
Well, I would like to first know, what was your thoughts on the regular season? Just your general thoughts on the regular season.
It was a lot of with the Brittany Griner situation. I know the hearts were heavy for all the teams. Going out to play, trying to make it to the playoffs and having that going on with one of your teammates and just a woman in general, that had to be very hard for these women to go and compete at any level. Rookie, veterans. I mean, I can imagine, one of my female teammates detained in Russia because of the incident that, they got her alleged for. So I think it was a very hard season for these ladies to come out and play, keep a game face on in the midst of all the adversity they got going on, and also support, Black Lives Matter. I mean, the WNBA is very vocal when it comes to supporting Black Lives Matter. Anything that's going on in the world, they are 100%, digging deep to support anything on that level. So they care a lot, I think. I think the WNBA carries a lot on their plate because they are trying to be productive on and off the court. So I think it was a really good season. And I think all teams did great in spite of the adversity was going on. And also one team that I thought was going to be really good disappointed me, the Indiana Fever. Oh my God, they had a really bad season. So I had really good hopes for them because they had a young team. I think all of them was like rookies. So I really thought they were going to do a little bit better than they did. But I honestly think they're going to grow within the next couple of years if they don't have any trades, anything like that. So, but that's a team that really kind of disappointed me. I had really good hopes for them, but I'm still going to support them. And I think they're going to be good in the future.
Okay. Well, Mo said hello, Mo.
Hey, Cynthia.
All right. So you said Mo is here to support Mo. And we want some
Mo.
And we want some Mo information here. So I'm going to ask you, Mo, one of the teams that I like to follow is the Los Angeles Sparks. Okay. And it was disappointing that Cooper was not playing this season, but that's okay. I get over that. But then Cambage, I thought that she was going to make a huge impact for the Sparks this year, and it didn't happen. And I think you have some choice words about Cambage.
No.
What's your take on her?
I'm not really a fan of Cambage, but honestly, I'm not.
She's my favorite player. I love her. But
really,
keep going. Yes.
Go ahead and hurt his feelings.
It's because she's tall.
Yes, that's the reason she's there, because she's tall. But I'm not a fan of her. I think she is a good player, but I think she's overrated, honestly. And I think it's because of her size that she's get all the attention. But to me, I just think she's kind of lazy. Honestly, I don't.
Oh wow.
She doesn't impress me at all. The games I have seen her play, when she's not having, I guess, injuries or personal matters or whatever, I really haven't seen her really bring anything to the table. To me, that's my opinion.
But she definitely didn't survive the whole season here with the Sparks. And Derek Fisher, he didn't survive the season as well. So it seemed like there was a lot of turmoil going on in Los Angeles.
Right.
Which is similar to the male version of Los Angeles basketball. So I guess we shouldn't be too surprised, right? Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that little coverage of the regular season. But now we're into the postseason.
Yes, postseason.
Yeah. And here's a quick graphic. Okay. There are some teams out here. It looks like, according to Vegas, the team that's actually in Vegas, it looks like they're the favorite, but right behind them is the Sky. And I'm pretty certain that there's a high probability of those two teams facing off. But just wanted to set the table for you there. Just let us know what's going on right now in the playoffs.
So tonight, game 3 for Chicago and New York Liberty. Wow. New York Liberty came out the first game. They really impressed me. They shut down Chicago the game 1. So I'm looking forward to game 3 tonight. But My prediction is I think Chicago is going to come out and take the win and advance to the semifinals. I really do because they have the weapons. I think they're going to come out and play like they did game 2. If they come out playing like they did game 2, they're going to run over New York Liberty. But
it was a major blowout.
Liberty come out to play like they did in game 1 and play defense, shut down Candace Parker, Cooper. I think they have a chance, but we shall see. But I'm still predicting Chicago to come out on top.
All right, I'll be tuning in tonight because New York did upset Chicago in that game 1, as you mentioned earlier, to make sure the series was extended. I believe Dallas is still in the mix. We have a couple of friends over in the Texas area. Do you like Dallas?
Yes, Dallas good. Dallas. They impressed me too. I was surprised with Dallas too, how they hung in there with Connecticut Sun. Connecticut Sun has a good, solid foundation team, but honestly, I think Connecticut Sun is going to pull it out too. I do.
Okay.
I'm kind of rooting for the top seeds here. I don't see an upset coming with the WNBA finals. I don't see it.
Okay, so no upsets in this round. Who do you have in the Vegas? I think the Aces already advanced, right? They already advanced.
Yes, the Aces and the Storm have already advanced.
Oh man, so they're going to be in a collision course. So who you got in that series if they match up?
Well, this is super funny year. But the Aces, they hungry. They got put out last year. So Asia Wilson, Chelsea Gray, Kelsey Plum, man, my girl have been balling out this year.
Yeah.
Yes. True. So Aces, they got their hands full with that Las Vegas Aces. That's gonna be a good series, but I see the Vegas advancing to the finals.
Wow. Okay.
Yes,
you had anything, Zach, for Mo?
Well, I was gonna say when she said, I think I heard I was thinking of Sue Bird, and then she mentioned Sue Bird, so I know she's I think her swan song, but not much. Look, she hurt my feelings. She doesn't like my girl Liz. I can't look. We did PG version, so I can't say what I want to say about Liz, but we'll just say I'm very fond of her.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
So I think Zach took a sneak peek at the ESPN's body issue.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So okay. Well, maybe Liz. Well, Liz's former team is the Aces.
Yes.
And so wow.
Yes.
It looked like addition by subtraction there. Man, goodness.
Well, I'll be going for Chicago tonight. I hope Candace Parker. She's one of our favorite players, XYs, the landlord. But I'll be pulling for their team.
Yes, Candace Parker. She's playing awesome to be her age. She's playing awesome with the injuries. She is still at the top of one of the best players in WNBA. She's awesome. She's pulling up numbers, rebounds, points, assists. She's killing the game.
Yeah, she really is. And she reminds me right now at this stage of a Tim Duncan, like a veteran Tim Duncan. At one point, just still getting it done. Yeah, still getting it done. Right. Playing the big position and enabling her teammates to thrive and can still get some things done herself, but don't have to be that total number one player. And Candace is really
she's a leader.
Selling into that. Yeah.
She's
good
a
point.
Leader. I mean, when you watch her play, even when she's on the bench, she's steady at it, like coaching, leading her team, coaching her players. Like her and Cooper, they have a bond. The last game I watched, I mean, they was up 30 points, and Candace still coaching. Like, it doesn't get any better than that. Passion and you got two people so passionate about the game and they competitive. It never stops. I don't care you up 100 points. You still trying to figure out what you can do better for the next game. Because honestly, at this point in the finals, it's anybody game. I'm predicting that all the top teams will come out, but at the end of the day, it's anybody game from this point going forward, because you got to come out to play those 4 quarters. What is it? 8 minutes, 10 minutes a quarter? I can't remember, but you got to come out and play the entire time.
Long enough.
It can go either way. Yeah,
Absolutely.
it can go either way.
Okay.
So
Very
good.
good.
But I'm excited. I really Chelsea Gray. She is phenomenal. Like her dribbling skills and her IQ on the floor, seeing that floor, like it's crazy. Like she has like 5 eyes, seems like, because she reads the floor so graciously. She makes it look so easy out there. She's an awesome player. I think she's one of the players that kind of is underrated, and she doesn't get the prop that she needs, because she's a great player. I love watching her. Her passes sometimes like ridiculous. Like she's looking over here and the ball over there. I was like, the girl is awesome. And you look at her, you would never think she's a baller, because she does not look like she can play ball at all. Like,
well,
like Mr. 411. Gotcha.
Yeah, people used to say that.
Man, Tyrone, he's throwing shade.
Well, that's Zach. But
hey.
But then I help. But I helped Zach become the player he's turned out to be.
No lie.
But yeah,
Tyrone, you remember we used to play, used to ball at the gym, man, after work.
Yeah, I do remember that. I do remember that. I have some fond memories of those battles.
Man, that was so fun.
Some of those co-ed matchups.
I miss that.
I would, if I slip you a couple dollars, I would like for you to tell everybody about my 3-point game.
Yeah.
He needs to he's been challenged, so he needs to get back in. He's been eating too many crunch berries. So get him back out there and get him in shape.
I know, right? I just go
I just
be in the yard, be in the front yard, my son playing. That's about it. Because I've been passed out.
But yeah, Mo, we definitely appreciate that. And you mentioned Gray as a player. Before we get out of here, is there another player that we should take a look at as the playoffs are rolling on?
Let's see.
A player, maybe a player nobody's talking about. Besides Gray.
See. I'm trying to think offhand. Well, the player that I was going to mention was Diamond the Shields, but they got eliminated. I was going to say watch her because I think she had to step up, because the Mercury just had a really, really hard season this year, from the Griner and Tina Charles leaving, going to Seattle, whatever the situation was that. And then Diana Taurasi, she's out with an injury. And then you got my girl Skylar. Oh my God, I was just like, what's going on with Mercury? Because she was really having an exceptional season this year. She was like on a whole different level. Like I was like, wow. So that right there kind of threw me for a loop when I heard that she was not returning to the team for I guess personal reason or whatever. And that kind of like disappointed me too, because I was looking forward for her to be, part of the playoffs to help out the Mercury get past the semifinals, but the first round, but that didn't happen. And I was gonna watch what's her name? The Shields to kind of help the Mercury get past that, but she only can do what she can do, and she tried.
Yeah.
But that was one of the players that I wanted you all to watch, but they got eliminated the first round.
Yeah. That's right.
So I'm trying to think, because that's who I had my eye on for this conversation. But
right, and we talked about this before eliminations as well, so it's totally understandable.
So understandable. I'm trying to think. I don't know.
How about DeWanna Bonner?
DeWanna Bonner.
Oh, she's already out to me. She already got her mark.
Okay.
I think, I don't think she done made her statement. She's a great player. She was a great player when she was with the Mercury.
Yeah.
So
okay.
But I think the guard you sent me with Chicago that did the behind the back pass.
Oh yeah, that was sweet. Yeah.
I think she's someone to look at.
Okay.
Tonight.
All right.
Yes.
Well, we definitely be watching tonight. So
I can't remember
Yes.
her name.
well, that's
Yeah,
okay.
so
But
you all,
we'll take a look at it tonight.
yeah, y'all make sure y'all tune in and watch the WNBA for the rest of the season. I want to hold you
Oh,
all to that now.
well,
Support.
we do watch.
Oh,
Well,
Yeah.
awesome. That's what's up.
well,
Yeah.
Well, I
like
know
we
Tyrone
are
watches
sports
because
people.
we text back and forth during the game.
Well, yes, I do. Now I can't say I watch every game, but yeah, I'm a sports guy. I barely watch live TV if it ain't sports.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I
His-
have a
his-
question for you all though about the WNBA.
Okay.
So what do you think about the salary gap between the WNBA and the NBA?
It's reasonable.
I mean, I know. I mean,
I-
because Tyrone and I had. Well, sorry, Mr. 411. We had this conversation before, but
Mhm.
Zach, I want to get your opinion on that.
Well, it's revenue, and there needs to be something figured out to generate more revenue and promote the game better and draw more fans in, so that you can increase the salary of the players. And kind of the question I have is, who are they marketing to? Because there's a lot of women out there. I mean, it said you watch. You would think you could maybe influence a lot of other women to watch. And I'm not trying to be funny, but typically, at least it's my experience in life. If a woman is with someone and she telling them, "Hey, we need to go do this," or "We go do this,"
Yeah.
then you're gonna go do that. So if you market to the women the right way, you're gonna have men and children there watching the games, which is gonna increase your fan base. Because as I said, I like the basketball. I'm in a rec league now. We have a young lady that's on my team that we play for, and we won the championship the last season. So ballers are ballers. If they can ball, I'm watching, and I'm not going to discriminate. And hey, I've had some females take it to me occasionally. They can play, and it's just a matter of, I guess, finding the right way to market it. Now, I'm not sure if they maybe need to do something different with the season. If you need to move it around or put it at a different time so you can possibly get more fans. But if you can get fans, like Brittany Griner plays in Russia, and I think many of the females play in different countries. If you can get fans in other countries to watch women play basketball, and especially the American women play basketball when it's not really their sport in their countries, we should be able to find out a way to make the game more popular here in this country, especially when it seems we love basketball.
Yes, I totally agree with that. I totally agree. Revenue is the number one thing I think too with that. And like I told Mr. 411, you have to have the revenue coming in to increase the salaries of all the players. It's no giving.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
but I do think it is growing. I do think it's going in the right direction. And like you said, they got to find different ways to market a WNBA and just find ways to bring money in, get ticket sales up, because I don't think people are going to pay as much for a WNBA game versus an NBA game. So they need to find a range where the ticket sales can bring the revenue in, but also draw the people in to come to the games. But I have noticed that the games have been kind of crowded, or some of them have been sold out. So like the Atlanta Dream, they had some games that were sold out. So it's definitely growing, and I see some very good things in the future for the WNBA. The players are more competitive. I mean, they're awesome. Their skills are just amazing, and I think it's going the right direction.
Oh, I love South Carolina. I watch the college basketball, so I think there's a following out there. Now, what you might could do if you're the NBA, and I'm not sure if they're do it, but take 2% away from the basketball related income. Take 1% away from the players, take 1% away from the owners, put that into the WNBA as far as for the salaries for the women. Now, that would take individuals putting their mouth, putting their money where their mouth is. But it wouldn't kill the NBA to do that. Like, it would be a sacrifice, but you'd be helping your sister league out. And that's something that a guy like LeBron could push for the next CBA. But that's why I get into where I was kind of talking about the first segment of where are the people that are standing up and trying to help out with this stuff instead of when it is just convenient to it just sounds good. Like this is something they could do now. And I don't think that would, and maybe you do 4%. And yeah, it's gonna shave off of a guy like LeBron making his $47 million. Maybe he goes down to 42 million, but you would help the game grow.
Right.
And it's something to look at. But it's easy to say stuff. It's a lot harder when people actually have to actually go out there and do it. And it's gonna come out of their pocket. But
exactly.
I think that would be the easiest way to do it.
That would be that's an awesome idea, I think, because I honestly think that the NBA have the resources to do that. But I mean, it's no doubt that they don't because their salaries are ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, they wouldn't be eating bologna sandwiches if they did that.
Exactly. Sure. Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Coming from a person who did eat bologna sandwiches when he first moved out on his own.
Hey.
You know,
love bologna sandwich and ramen.
Hey, fried. No, absolutely. I hope you fried the bologna sandwich.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
Come
on now.
Bread and put some mustard on it.
Yeah, you got it.
Oh no, mayo.
Toast that bread, man. You good to go. I mean, you got meals for days. Especially you get that pack where you got to pull the red off of it. You know what I'm saying? The red
right.
Around.
Put a little
man,
red.
You good to go. Yeah, you good to go. But yeah, Mo, we definitely appreciate you being on because you definitely helped us out with the WNBA and motivating us, and hopefully this motivates others to pay attention. You know what I mean? Go to WNBA.com and follow, you know, the page and everything. Stay up to date. I mean, it's out there, and you know, ball is ball, and so we definitely want to see the league continue to grow.
Follow Liz Cambridge.
Hey,
yes.
I'm not saying I don't like her. I said I was not a fan.
Oh, no, I understand. So, look, I understand. It's okay. I think I'm enough fan for everybody for Miss Cambridge.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys for inviting me on, Mr. 411, and nice to meet you, Zach. I appreciate it.
Nice to meet you too, Miss Mo. And we're gonna have you back. Do not worry.
All righty.
We're gonna see Mo. We're gonna see Mo. We're gonna see some Mo. All right.
All righty. You all have a great night and tune in at 9 o'clock. Don't forget.
TV's on
now. Getting ready now.
All right.
About to get my bologna sandwich. About to get my bologna sandwich together.
Well, I'm not with my bologna sandwich, but yes.
All right.
All right.
Bye. That was Mo.
She was very delightful. I feel good after talking to her. Look, it's not combative. We gotta have her back. See, that's the type of guest I'm looking for. No anger. Put me in a good
out there.
Yes,
totally like it is, man. All right, man. Great show. Great second show today, man. Second hour. Lashana, she did a great job. So did Mo.
And I'll say great job out of producers because it ends on a good note, and everybody thinking I'm a hole or whatever because I was so mean about what I was saying. So thank you for helping me with my image, there, producers.
All right, we'll make sure the producers get that.
All right.
Okay. Appreciate you, Sent Mo.
Yes, absolutely. All right. And thank you,
Miss Cynthia. Yeah, don't forget E-Will was in the building tonight. There was a lot of people in the building tonight.
I'm sorry. Look, I get fussed out. Yes, thank you, E-Will.
Yeah, Toy Rich, G Money, 63. Wow. Little Greg Jr. was out there. I mean, we really appreciate it. And we know there's several more out there tuning in. Spread the word. Let us know what you want to hear. We'll bring it up. And we got several shows that you can tune into. Zach, it is time, man. We're out. We got to catch the game.
Okay.
So, all right. So for Zach, I'm Mr. 411. We are the Sports Brothers. We thank you for watching, listening, and all that good stuff. We gone.
Have a good one.